sing with air.
Today's class, the first 2 days, I talked about the name of Jesus and the name of Jesus, and it was the meaning behind the name, the power and the authority that we have in that name. But today is about trusting in that name. And that's the key that a lot of us are missing, even myself at times. When God is calling me to do something, I can't trust him because I can't physically see what he's asking me to do. Trust, I looked up the word trust, and trust means firm reliance on the integrity or ability of a person or thing. So when you take that trust and apply it into the verb context, which is an action, it means to have sole confidence in that person or that thing. Us as a society, usually what we have is trust in different things. The things of this world, our money, our friends, ourselves. And God firmly speaks about that in his word, that we should not trust in those things. We should trust in him and only him. And trusting in ourselves in Proverbs 3:5, it speaks about death and the trust in ourselves. And also in 2 Corinthians 1:9. Why do we trust in ourselves mainly? Because we feel that we are all we have. Like, you can't trust the next person. Why can't you trust him? Because he's another person, so you put your trust in yourself. And that's what we all do. Even myself. I feel I need to control the situation in order for it to be right. Even if I tell somebody else to do something, I still want to be over them and pretty much do it myself. Why? Because I'm not putting trust in him. God asks us to put that trust in him, and he's spoken that many times where we can't see what he's asking us. In the story of David, how many of y'all know David was? Who was David? David? Exactly. David killed Goliath. But you know, when David became king, the Philistines didn't like him being anointed king. They hated him. So what they did, they was coming against him to kill him. His trust in God and what God could do, he went down to meet the Philistines by himself. He killed all the Philistines himself. Putting his trust in God was the only way he was able to do it. And that was not saying, you know what, God, are you going to bring me to defeat them? It's having a solid trust in them. And the trust I'm talking about is like a true belief, like y'all sitting on that bench right now, you believe that bench, and you have trust in that bench that it's going to hold you up, am I right? Now, if that bench wasn't there and I told you to sit down, would you trust me enough that, or if you had a blindfold on and I said sit down right there, would you trust me enough to sit down?
No.
Why not? Now, if I did that once and you sat down and I did it again to you, would you trust me the second time? No? Why not? Say what? That's the truth, but I wouldn't trick you. I'm trying to, if you had to put your trust in me to tell you to do something, you have to trust me 100% without doubt that I won't trick you. And especially if I promised in the beginning that I would take care of you, you would have to trust me that I wouldn't trick you. Because I wouldn't let you look like a fool. Because if you look like a fool, then I look like a fool. And that's what pretty much we do to God. We tell him we don't trust you. But he says, I promise you so many things. If you put your trust in me, and he says, trust in the Lord. Trust in him. He said, in 2 Samuel 22:31, as for God, he is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all that trust in him. He is a shield. Buckler is a shield to all that trust in him. So that means ain't nothing wrong with it. His way is perfect. So what can go wrong? Perfect can't go wrong. It's perfect. You can't add nothing to it, take nothing from it. So all you have to do is trust in his perfect will over your life. It seems easy, but it's not that easy. It's really not. How many of us put our trust in our other friends? Or your cousins and aunts? we can't trust in man. God says that. He says in Psalm 118, put not trust in man. Why? Because eventually you will probably be like God. And if you trust in man before you trust in, put it like this, if you trust in anything before you trust in God, what you put before God becomes your idol. That's your God. And he says put nothing before him. I gotta wake up every day putting my trust in God. It takes me to do it every single morning. Every single morning. We just had to talk about that this morning. God called me to do something. I'm having to take a step of faith and say, you know what? I can't see the outcome, but I'm not in charge of the outcome. You are. So I have to do it. I truly have to do it. If God said, hey, there's $1 million over here, just do this right here, I know it's at the end, so it's going to make me want to go for it. It really takes a step of faith to say, you know, Lord, I'm going to trust you that you have something that there is better for me. I can truly trust you in what you have for me. I mean, it's like, and also in Proverbs 11:18, when we say there's better at the end because we don't know what's going on, it says, he that trusteth in riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. That also symbolizes John 15:5 for me when Christ says, live in me. To live in something, you have to become one. That's how much you trust that person. How many people, I know I get married, but I'm married. And I have to trust my wife 100% to have my back on everything. Because she's my other half. If I don't trust her, we don't really have a marriage. And that's issues I have to deal with. Because I can't do it by myself. If I have another person, then why do it? Why choose to do it by myself? It doesn't work. Don't put your trust. And another thing now is don't put your trust in money. Money is the worst thing you can do. I've seen many people get jobs, get comfortable in their job, and next thing you know, they're like, oh, I got money, I'm good, I don't need it. That's a lie. The devil is a liar. He's persuading you to think that that money is the answer. Because you can still have money and have a whole lot of problems stacked on top of that money. I know y'all listen to probably Biggie Smalls and y'all heard more money, more problems. Nobody knows what Biggie Smalls is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Y'all heard the song More Money, More Problems.
I have.
That's the truth. You can have as much money as you want, but it will not solve your answers. And technically, when you die, you can't. He says in the scripture, that stuff will perish away. You ever seen somebody die and a U-Haul was attached to their casket? Not me. You have? Oh, okay. All right. You can't take that stuff with you. Don't put your trust in riches. There was I don't know exactly where it is. Do you remember when the man asked Jesus what he do if he could go to, what could he do to go to heaven? And Jesus comes to give away all his money.
The rich young ruler.
Huh?
The rich young ruler.
Rich young ruler. He had all the money. And he asked Jesus, hey, what can I do to get to heaven? He said, go and sell all your stuff and come follow me. And the man went away crying because he had his money. Is money that important to where you would risk your salvation to go to heaven? Is it really that serious? Because yet, I see a lot of people strive for money. I used to strive for money. I had a lot of money. I had a lot of money. Right today, I don't know where it's at. It's gone. But I got more money from my father than anything. There's nothing that I lack. Nothing. Let me tell you how good it is trusting in the Father. When we got down here, nobody had any real money. He had $45. Eric had $45 coming down there. He spent, how much have you spent so far? Well over $300-400? He spent well over $300-400. And he only had $45. How was he able to do that? If somebody can figure out that man, please let me know. That's only God. Only God can allow that to happen. When you don't have nothing, he does everything. But you gotta have trust in him and truly believe in him. And the reason why this message means a lot to me for y'all, because I came where you came from. I've been where y'all been. I wanted better for my life. I didn't want to live in a project no more. I didn't. I wanted to have the money. I saw drugs, I had girls, I had a job, I had cars, TVs, I had the whole deal. I had it all. And none of it, I still felt empty inside because something was missing. And what was missing was God. I didn't allow him to fill my heart up and put my trust in him that he could give me what he said I could have. It really takes trust. So, let me ask you this question. Who here can truly trust God? Really? Everybody? Check out a little. What's your name? Jaden? Can you stand up? Who else say they can trust God? We got a soda in the hand. Come on up here. What's your name? Cameron. Now, Jesus said, if you truly love me, you will love your brother and your sister. So therefore, you got to put the same trust in the people of this kingdom. Turn on this way. Close your eyes. Turn this way. Now, I'm going to ask you, can you fall completely backwards and trust that she will catch you? Now, we over here for God. Do you trust that she will catch you? Truly? Fall backwards. Also in that right there, you see what she did? She trusted him, but not until she hesitated. I learned this morning, when you waver in your faith with God, it hurts you. I think it's read this morning in the book of James, the first chapter. He says, have a faith without wavering. Don't doubt him. Don't doubt him. You can't doubt him. You truly have to trust him. I mean, it's really that serious. Now, Cameron, if I was to say, stand up, if I put the blindfold on you right now and stood you right here, and I said, somebody's going to catch you, and you didn't see her standing behind you, would you fall then? Why not? Would you trust the sound of my voice and say somebody will catch you? That's what I'm talking about. You have to know even if you don't see it. That's only because you saw it, you was able to put that trust in God. Now when you don't see it, we all have to do that same thing. That's how God works. Because you can't see him, but you have to know that he's above all things. I mean, there's so many stories in the Bible that tells us that people didn't see the end. They just had to truly trust in God. And another one of those stories was Joshua and the walls of Jericho. You know that story? Nobody? Okay. Say this big blue thing down here is a wall. And I told you to walk around it only 7 times. And each day you have to do this once every day, right? Once every day for 7 days. And I said, once you blow the trumpet, this whole thing is going to come crumbling down. Would you believe me? No. Why? What happened? It happened. It was a concrete wall, like a fortress. Yeah, it was a fortress around the city. The wall around the city of Jericho. And for them, it was Joshua. And for him to obtain that city, God said, I'm going to give the city over to you. Just walk around it. Walk around it. Be faithful. You got to walk around it. And that took trust. To say, you know what, these walls don't fall. And all I'm going to do is walk around them and blow a trumpet every day. When Peter walked on water, I think some Somebody asked me the other day, was it you? Somebody asked me about walking on water. Peter walked on water. How scared do you think he was? To take the first step. The first step is always the hardest step because you don't know if you're really going to be held up. As long as you're in the boat, you're safe. God doesn't call us to be safe. He says, trust me. Because if we all want to get in God's will, his plans, only he can do through us. We can't do them ourselves. That's why they're called God's plans, not our plans. Because our plans would play it safe. They would truly play it safe. Because I would only do what I know Adam can do. Like this spring break for y'all, if this were me and I knew it was my plans, I'd be scared. I would have did it. Then I would have got to meet all y'all kids and all the relationships that have been established through this trip. But it had me grown to a different level. In the beginning, when I first got here, I had money. We went to a service for a church, and God told me, the Spirit told me, he said, hey, give your money away. Give all your money to the offering. You know, I was like, you know what, I'll just give $20. I'll just give $20 and keep this. I did that. And the Spirit came back through Eric, and he asked something he never did before. Asked for a second offering. And the Spirit was like, I'm telling you, give all your offering. Give everything. Give everything. Empty your wallet. And I was just like, I ain't gonna have money. I ain't gonna have nothing while I'm here. I'm gonna need stuff. I'm gonna need food. I'm gonna need this to eat. You know that we have more food now than what my mom ever bought me. We got so much food we gotta give away. That's how, and we get more food today. That's how much we have. Why? God, I had to trust God. It was that step of faith that I'm starting to see what it takes me to truly trust in God. But the interesting thing is, when you take one step of faith, the next time it's not going to be the same. It's going to be even a bigger step. And you truly got to trust in him even more. Even more. So the faith you had before is not enough to carry you. The next step is going to be harder. And the next step is going to be harder and harder until you can solely trust in God. Solely. With everything that you believe. Everything. And also, when God tells you something, sometimes it's not for you to tell your friends. Why? Because as soon as you tell your friends, they're going to think you're crazy. They're going to think you're crazy and they're going to try to talk you out of what you're supposed to be doing. Then you're going to miss a blessing. That's how I miss blessings. That's how I know Eric's missed blessings. Everybody who's done this miss blessings like that. Why? Because you get scared. Because your friend is trying to tell you something they don't believe in, saying you can't do that. You can't do this. If your friend, if God told you, hey, go outside and walk across the ocean right now, and you told your friend, he's gonna tell you crazy. He's gonna tell all y'all we crazy. He's gonna tell me I'm crazy. You can't walk on the water. But why can't I? If God told me I can do it, then I have the authority in Jesus' name to walk on that water. The whole thing about this, don't trust in nothing else but God. That's it. God is the only person that can see you through every situation, everything you go through, every financial problem, family problem, everything. Trust in him. And then you will see the power come behind the authority that you have been given. All right? Thank y'all.